Another point of view on all of this, Dick Morris, of course, of dickmorris.com, joins us from West Palm Beach. Dick, great to see you.
My earpiece almost fell out, Laura. Did I hear you endorse Hillary Rodham Clinton?
I endorse the fact that, look, when she's won all of these big states, Dick, and when it's obvious that she is the more centrist of the two candidates, that the Democrats are crazy to be urging her to get out of this race. We're learning a lot during this process. The voters have learned a lot. I think it's healthy.
Well, let me say three things. First of all, he's going to win the nomination. He's within 30 votes of it, basically, when you look at what he's going to win in Puerto Rico and Montana and South Dakota. And he'll have that very, very shortly. Secondly, while he will lose states like Kentucky and West Virginia and Tennessee,
and Ohio
he also
and Pennsylvania.
Has a really No. He may not lose Ohio or Pennsylvania, but states where he lost by 30 or 40 points. Yeah, he's not going to carry those in November. But he's got a much better shot at carrying North Carolina, South Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama, and even Louisiana and Georgia and Florida than any normal Democratic candidate would because of the huge black vote. Look at how the Republicans lost a House seat in northern Mississippi because of almost a doubling of black turnout. So I think that's the second point. I think the third point about this is I think you're wrong in your recollection of history of superdelegates, and I was kind of there during this period. Superdelegates were added largely as a factotum, a sinecure. They were barred from the convention hall in '72 because they were running on Humphrey slates and McGovern won. And there was a big brouhaha about Daley being locked out of the convention. That's the old Daley. And they got honorary tickets to come, which were superdelegateships. Then it expanded into party leaders and all kinds of stuff, as these goodies do. And the other reason to give them the free pass to the convention is so they wouldn't have to endorse a presidential candidate early and run on a delegate slate in order to get in. But nobody ever imagined that the proportional representation system would choose one winner and the superdelegates would choose another.
Dick, the Democrats
there was never
are
a notion
about
of the
to
older and wiser
nominate
heads.
the most
That's all
liberal
Hillary's
of the
invention.
two candidates, okay? The fact of the matter is, in the landslide of George McGovern, or what we saw in 1984 with Ronald Reagan, the Democrats seem congenitally incapable of picking a more centrist candidate. They've gone far to the left. And the idea that the superdelegates are just window dressing and have no role, I mean, that's kind of a diss to them, number one. I wouldn't do the superdelegate system. I think it's stupid. But those are their rules. And this idea that you can intimidate people away from voting their conscience, which is what's happening in this race, I think that's deplorable.
Well, the fact of what the superdelegates were intended to be is historical. It's not an opinion. They were basically put on there so they could get free passes into the convention hall with dignity rather than just being in the gallery.
They can vote their conscience, can they not, Dick? Yes or no?
Yeah, but you're making a huge leap to say that those guys
Well, no, I'm not. I'm making a point of fact. They can vote their conscience, and they shouldn't be pressured to vote otherwise.
But you know, you're not right in saying that Obama is to the left of Hillary. On some issues he is, like taxes and Iraq. On other issues, like No Child Left Behind, he favors merit pay for teachers. She opposes it. He opposes lowering the penalties for crack. She supports it. He wants employer sanctions and proof of employment to get an illegal into the country. Hillary wants anyone to come in under family
Dick, one thing I don't
reunification.
recall is the fact that Hillary Clinton hasn't been making she hasn't been making comments like we need to make sure that we don't offend our allies overseas and how we set our thermostats, what we put in our mouth for food, and what we drive for SUVs. So I think the statement over the weekend in Oregon by Barack Obama went right to his view of what true change is, which is a change of American sovereignty. She's never said anything like that, Dick.
I'm just pointing out the facts that on three crucial issues, crime, illegal immigration, and education, he clearly is to the right of her.
So why does MoveOn.org not like Hillary?
Laura, let me finish, okay? You want me on the show? Let me finish.
All right, don't
on other issues like illegal immigration and taxes, Obama is to the left of Hillary. But it's not accurate to say she's to the left of him. I think the reason MoveOn.org is anti-Clinton is because in the battle for control of the Democratic Party, they had Dean and Ickes was the Clinton candidate, and you've got bad blood left over from that. I don't really think it's ideological.
So You think on the war that Hillary is not more to the center than Obama? I'm just trying to get my mind wrapped around that.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. She was pro-war longer than
right.
He never was pro-war. She basically was in favor of it until she began to run for president, and then she suddenly discovered she had to be opposed to it. And I think you're overlooking a basic point, which is the reason she's winning these primaries is one word: race, not liberal conservative. Race.
All right, Dick, we appreciate the history lesson. Thanks a lot.